Liverpool v everybody. What's going on, people? Obviously missed a couple games, but I'm here to talk about the result yesterday against Luton Town. And first and foremost, I want to give credit to Luton for just making a game of it. And you could say that was because Liverpool didn't take their chances, which I'll get into. Um, Liverpool allowed them to or whatever, but it's the game of football. Like whatever Luton did on that day, whether we allowed them to or it was the conditions or whatever the case may be, that's still what happened. So you got to give them credit for that. I was very impressed with their fullback on the day, one of their wingers, and honestly, Russ Barkley. You know, he knows what games against Liverpool can be like. Obviously, playing with Everton, and in my opinion, from what I saw, that's what he showed a lot in that game, as if he had something to prove, or that game, that opponent meant more to him. Playing against that opponent, Liverpool, meant more to him than maybe some of the other players. So they had some dudes in that team that were really impressive, and that gave us some trouble. We just need to be honest about that, or I'm going to be honest about that, and sort of my thoughts about the game. Speaking about Liverpool again, look, this is the thing. You know, you look at some of the channels after the game or some of the things on social media, and we know how Liverpool fans can be, or maybe football fans in general, no matter who you support. It's a lot of, the season's over. If we want to win the league, you got to beat Luton Town and all of these sort of things. We didn't play well. This is a beautiful thing about football because it's about opinions, and everyone has one. Everyone looks at the game differently. Everyone feels different ways about certain players and maybe how your team may set up the tactics or lack thereof. For me, Liverpool played a good game. I think it's hard for me to say the performance wasn't good because we didn't take our chances. Not taking a chance, missing a goal, no matter how many it is not the telltale sign of an entire game and everything that happened in the game. First of all, the things that lead up to even getting chances usually should be seen as good play. You know what I mean? You don't play well if you're making chances. You don't play bad if you're making chances. That doesn't really make sense to me. There's a lot of shouts about Trent. I forgot who it was. Someone said that Trent seems to sort of lower his performance when he's playing against lower competition. Maybe I'm bugging out, but did anyone see the platters Trent was putting these balls on for dudes and they weren't finishing it? And I know somebody's going to hear that and say pause. I'm almost 40 years old. I don't do the pause game. So I don't like to sort of keep myself from using vocabulary because someone's going to say pause. But anyway, it did make me laugh after I thought about that, what I just said. But the way Trent was setting dudes up, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he had a good game. Look, defensively, we know what Trent is. And some of you are going to say, maybe some of the bigger or the fans of Trent or whatever, maybe Scousers or whatever, are going to say that his defending isn't that bad. It is. It's that bad. Let's just be real with it, please. He's not a good defender. If you look at him as just a defender, forget about the attacking play he can do, the passing, whatever. As a defender, you cannot tell me you rate him as a defender. There's just no way. There's no way. When you got dudes you've never heard of, and respect to them dudes, taking it to Trent the way they be doing sometimes, come on. Look, Trent is not a good defender. That's just what it is. If you disagree, disagree. He's not. At some point, Klopp should just move him in midfield, buy another fullback, or just come out saying we're playing 3-4-3, because that's what it is anyway, with the box in the midfield. But, I thought Trent was amazing going forward. I don't even think about defensively with him because I just see him as an attacking player for us. I know what his position is a lot of the times, but that's where I'm at with Trent. He's an attacking dude. His skill set is around attacking football. It has nothing. The defensive situation is just not a thing. So I'm going to just ignore that. But we had lots of moments in that game, and I saw a lot of good play. Gravenberch again continues consecutive performances at a high level. people have been bigging up Szoboszlai all season, but no one really wants to go into depth of how bad he was yesterday. Are there reasons for that? Is he playing too many games? I've been saying that. I remember there was a guy in the comment section saying that, oh, well, he's super fit and the lactate thing and that. He's human. Okay, so unless we're dealing with a robot, he is human. At some point, the possibility of him being run into the ground or sustaining some sort of injury or just being overall just straight up fatigued is a high possibility. It's going to happen. Once again, with McAllister at the 6. I just don't get it. And against a team like Luton, again, all due respect to them, you couldn't put Endo in there? You couldn't do that. Okay. I'm just, so for me, not that I even think that there's anyone to blame because, again, I know the draw may feel like a loss, but it isn't. It's a draw. And the season is not over. It's football. At this point, even if you are, I think, look, you give City the credit they deserve for winning all that they've won under Pep. We get it. Cool. And I'm not even going to add in the whole money thing and all that. They've won. As much as they've won it. It is what it is. We'll find out later if it wasn't fair or if they did, whatever. Who knows? But so I get the respect you may give them. But in November, a draw, and you're saying that the season is over when we're only 3 points behind City and it's football and anything can happen. I'm really impressed with this Liverpool team overall up until this point. And I think the more I watch this team and the more I think about sort of maybe what could be the best team or, one of the best teams that Klopp has had at Liverpool, I know it's early. Call me crazy. I'm putting this team right up there. I am. I'm putting this team right up there. And I think, for me, look, I just, nothing's over. It's disappointing to get a result like that, of course. And not even so much, it's not really for me about the opponent. Whoever we're playing, if we were playing, I don't know, City or, I don't know, put a team in the blank. If we're playing blank team, put whatever team in there. I'd still be disappointed that we missed the chances. That we created the chances, but we weren't able to do anything with it. And I mean, these are chances that, you just got to put them in. You got to put them in, and we didn't. So it's frustrating and all that. But it's football, and these things can happen. It's, you know what I mean? That whole, from beginning of that game to the end, even when they got their goal, I always felt Liverpool would get a goal. Up until the end, I even thought that even as late as it had gotten, when Diaz, shout out to Diaz for everything that's going on with him. I mean, I don't even need to say anything on that. Y'all know what it is, but that's wild. Even after he scored, the very little time that was after that, I thought we're gonna win this game. For a guy like that, for what he's going through right now, to get a goal, why wouldn't I think we'd go on and win the game? Why wouldn't I think that would give us a boost to go ahead and get all 3 points? Wasn't to be, still fine. And maybe I'm at a point now where I just don't allow, football, Liverpool specifically, to sort of ruin my week. But even so, it's just, to me, it's not really doom and gloom. I do want to say this. My biggest disappointment is the reaction to the handball that was never going to be. I don't know what and to be, for Liverpool players, for them to be so sort of such seasoned professional. I mean, Van Dijk, all these dudes. While players still going to react that way and not focus on where the ball is and stopping that or fouling the guy at the tip of his own box. That's what's disappointing to me. And to let them run them down the field and score and go and still be screaming about handball. I thought, call me crazy, it was a lot of players there, so it was hard to see. I thought the ball had crossed the goal line. And they were saying, hey, check the watch, But usually that's something that happened quick. So when that didn't happen, I'm thinking, whoa, what's the issue here? The issue was a handball that they thought. And see, these are the things, this is what happens when you realize you've messed up in a game. And now you're just desperate. You go down 1-0 to Luton and you're just desperate. Anything that happened, handball. The guy's face was away from the ball, and it hit his elbow or some shit like that. For them to be screaming and hooping and hollering about handball, That's disappointing, man. And then to go ahead and allow them to score the goal. I mean, that's the game there. That's the difference between getting 3 points and not getting 3 points and getting the 1 point. You gotta be on for that. That I mean, these professionals, that just can't happen. This is some little league soccer thing, high school, whatever. Okay, yeah, somewhat amateurs. So, but these are not amateurs. These are seasoned dudes who are desperation has kicked in, and so they are just looking for anything. Damn well they ain't no damn handball. Now, again, in this age of VAR, you just never know what's going to be called. What happened, in the Arsenal and Newcastle game was crazy. I don't even want to get deep into that and the joke of a manager that Arsenal has and what he came out to say, but then you remember what he said when it should happen with us and Spurs. It's kind of laughable, but teams are going to start feeling this. This is what it is with the VAR and all that. Everybody's going to go through something like that. So it is what it is. But back to the game. Again, like I said, I'm really proud of this team and what we have, how we've looked so far this season. When you really, really look at it, we've only lost one game. And even that loss isn't, to me, I mean, we know what happened. So, even though things don't always look great, we usually find a way to get a result. It might not be the result we want, which is a win. But this team is, in my opinion, back to the mentality monsters. Very tough, very talented. One of the same old stories has been with Klopp teams, in my opinion, is just those moments, taking those chances. And then particularly when you have another team in the top four who have dropped points and you can then go ahead and take advantage of that. Oftentimes, more times than not, I feel like this Liverpool team they fall a little bit short of that. And so those things are disappointing. But I'm not at all throwing the towel in on the league. I think we have a special team here. And I'm really just proud of what they've been able to do, be it injuries, guys being out, trials and tribulations going around with certain people's families and stuff. It's just a lot. And for the team to get back to be able to still sort of withstand that and still fight is something that I think, has to be given credit to and a big up. So, proud of that. So we dust ourselves off and we keep going. We never know. And look, if it's about, City being that great and you're dropping points here and there is such a devastating thing, then we just got to go beat City twice. I mean, sure, it's a tall order, but it's not something that we can't do. But at the end of the day, we got to worry about what we can do and let the other things handle themselves. It's way too early, in my opinion. And I get it. I know what the years have been like. I know how important it is to get, as many points as you can and all of that. But I still believe, and maybe that's just me, I'm optimistic about winning it all. I saw an interview with Zabozalai, and he said it best. This team is capable of winning everything that we're a part of this season. So, that's what I'm going to focus on. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody can sort of support and look at things how they want, obviously. But as for me, I just love this team. And, last season was really hurtful. And I think to be able to watch us this season, really watch us and look at the growth of some players, how certain dudes who are new to the team have just, slid right in. You know who those people are. Sure, we're probably 3 or 4 players away from really being sort of back to that top team that people just didn't want to see in Europe. Just didn't want to face. And maybe some teams maybe lost the game before they even saw us. Kind of like how some opponents that fought Mike Tyson back in the day, some of those dudes lost before the bell even rung, before the day even came. But surely when the fight was there and the two fighters meet in the middle, some of those dudes that was an L already before they even threw or took a punch. So, for Liverpool to get back to that, I still do think that we are maybe 2 to 3 dudes short. And 2 of those guys to me are defenders. You need that 6. If you're not going to play Endo, I need to see a 6. If that's Andre or whoever it is, cool. Maybe 3 to 4, yeah, I think. And then maybe a winger. There's been talk of Sane and all that. Anyway, I didn't want this to be all over the place. It's really for me to just be talking about the Luton game and some of the feelings and long faces and sad faces I saw after the game with certain channels. Dudes, cheer up, man. Cheer up. Please, trust me. We have to keep fighting. We have a really, really, really talented, legit squad here that can again, I think battle on all fronts. So let's keep it positive. Let's remember who we are, and look forward to the next match. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think, just overall, mainly about the Luton Liverpool game. Maybe guys who stood out for you. Some disappointments. There's probably a lot of them, but look, I'm staying optimistic. So till next time, guys. Have a great week.